Make an appointment and show up, especially if it's with your doctor, because if you miss it, it takes 1 week to get a new appointment slot. Hashtag Mr. Surreal. Hashtag we're not really using this intro, but if we did, it probably wouldn't be as funny.
Can you stop wasting space, bro? Like, that's going in there. Yo, what's good, everybody? Broke Rich Podcast bringing you another fucking fire episode. You know we only bring the fucking flames. I'm your host, Roche Blaze, a.k.a. Our Blaze, a.k.a. Our Blaze, man of people not above but equal, a.k.a. Mr. Broke Rich in your bitch, a.k.a. Papa Roche, father of Jason, I'm coming home soon, a.k.a. White girls. If you see me in the motherfucking club, don't be afraid to bubble up. AKA, I have no more AKs, which is essentially AK. You know, I'll sometimes be on the corner back, bro, I have this rev. Is this rev doable for you to give me more AKs? That's all the AKs I have, motherfucker. Person sitting next to me, tell me who the fuck you are.
I happen to be the co-host, because if I was a host, then I would be Our Blaze. With that being said, hashtag me, hashtag GTFO, which means get the fuck out of here, and hashtag appointments. If you know, you know, and if the shoe fits, the shoe fits. Mr. Surreal, up in this. Instagram, follow me. Twitter, don't follow me because it's a personal account. Who we have as a guest is so astounding.
Only big, most illustrious guest out there.
Blow your mind. I can't even believe it.
So, yo, without any further ado, let's throw to our motherfucking interview. Lu-Kusa, up-and-coming artist from Toronto. Man, I can't wait for y'all to see this fucking interview. Yo, Broke Rich Podcast, bring you another episode. We got special fucking guest, Myck Kabongo, Lu-Kusa. You already know the name. Introduce yourself, homie.
Okay, that's what's happening, everybody. What's up, Toronto? It's Lu-Kusa here. Some of you guys know me as Myck Kabongo, but thank you guys for having me on. You know, seeing what you're doing, we come from the same way. So the fact that you thought about me to have me on, I appreciate it.
Hey, it's all love, but I think I put your government name on kind of like, I exposed that shit just now, you know?
Yeah, we can beep it up.
Some people do know me by that, obviously with basketball, but I kind of want to, you know, separate the two a little bit if I can. So
of course.
Good. Some people know me as that, and people know me as mine.
And actually, we do want to like kind of explore, you know, both sides of you, and you know, understand, you know what I mean, the transition, and a lot more about like the progress on your music and how it's coming along right now.
So like first and foremost, man, like the first episode of season 2, I wanted to have Myck on because I'm more of in a retrospective stage where I'm just thinking back in my past how important my growing up was. And obviously you were part of that growing up because we grew up in the same neighborhood, Blake Street and all that type of stuff. And growing up, you were always that guy, you know what I mean? You were always that marker of like, Myck would outwork everybody, show that work ethic. And I'm starting to realize more as I grow up that work ethic you need to have in order to actually be something in life. People just sit back, relax, and just wait for things to come to them. You always got it. You always made sure you took it. So like for me, explain like how you came up, everything.
Well, you know, where I was born in Congo. So living there, you know, if you know how that place is, you know, it's kind of like, you know, dog eat dog mentality. You got to survive. You got to make it. And luckily for us, Civil War was going on. And when that happened, we had to leave Canada and start a whole new life. And our life was pretty good back home, you know. So when you come from back home and start in a new place, it's kind of like start all over. So it was kind of hard. So, you know, we moved to the hood, moved to the projects, and I feel like moving there kind of showed me where I want to be too. You know, I kind of always knew where I belong. I always knew that if you work at it, you can have anything you want, you know? So that's kind of the mentality, I think, where the work ethic came from. It's literally from where I'm from, you know, the whole region in Congo. If you do your research about it and there's historians about it, like it's very like magical, the things that my country is known for, you know? So that to come out of a country like that and then flip it into, you know, what I did with basketball and now music, it's just something where it's just, you know, it's been a drive in me. since I was young.
I just got a quick question. Why Canada? Why Toronto?
I was close to moving to Chicago, to be honest.
Yeah.
First, my dad was about to move to Chicago. We have a lot of family out there, but I feel like Toronto was it. And then, it ended up being the best thing, if you ask me, because I wouldn't want to be in America right now. Everything that's going on over there. I'm a proud Canadian. I'm happy to say I am Canadian, especially during these times with what's going on around the world. We forget how good we have it until you see around the world what's going on. So,
okay.
I'm kind of blessed to be in Canada.
And then what I'm really curious to know is like the transition, from, just being in the projects. It's obviously a tough upbringing, which we're both familiar with. Both in our different ways. All three of us in our different ways. So how did you manage to make that transition, or what a lot of people would say, like the dream, like that transition into your basketball career?
Yeah, I feel like it was not easy. Some people think it's easy, and I want to make sure people know it's never going to be easy to be what you want to be. Like I've had hurdles along the way to want to get to where I want to get to. I'm still trying to get to where I want to get to. It's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing, I would say, chase. You're always. We live definitely in a society. It's like, what have you done for me lately?
Facts.
That's how people remember you. It's like, all right, what have you done for me today? Don't matter what you did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I could have had a great game yesterday. I had 40. Next game, if I shoot 1 for 6, coach is gonna look at me and forget about that 40 and go to another hand. So that's what people always have to remember. You gotta have that pack in your bag to know what I did yesterday don't matter. It's what I can do moving forward. So that's the kind of approach I've always had when you're from the hood. It's like, man, you can't forget about what you did yesterday. You just gotta kind of forget about it at being safe.
Yeah.
And you do have it in your back pocket that you've done that. I think I've accomplished some things, but you could always accomplish more. You could always do more. That's just how I feel. So that's the hood mentality that has never left me. It's like, kind of live with one eye open, because you never know what's going to happen when you're in those situations where you live.
And how did those skills transition into both your basketball career and your ongoing hip-hop career?
Well, how it helped me in my basketball career, it gave me toughness. I think I'm one of those
work
players
ethic,
that
right?
Nothing can really rattle me when I'm on the court. It's like my peace, right? We go through a lot of things already in the real world. So like when you're playing a game like basketball that you love, for me, I'm at peace. So like, it's just that toughness. When I'm on the court, there's nobody I feel like that can strap them up and deal with me. When we have to be on the court. And you know how I get down, Roshan. You know what it is.
Yeah, man.
That Mamba mentality.
Yeah, you gotta have that Mamba mentality. And then with the rapping, it's just my stories. The things that I've seen, the things that I've witnessed, the things that I've went through, my friends went through. It's like a story to tell, because some people that ain't here to tell them, because they've passed away. I've had close friends that I wish they were here to tell their story, because I feel like their story is amazing. But that's what we are. We're the communicators for our neighborhoods, so we can spread our word and our message. Because I really feel like, Blake, bro, we have stars, bro.
We have bare stars in Blake.
So much things that can hold you back. You just have to always stay focused.
Yeah, we both witnessed this, man. We both witnessed people with potential, but they let the hood life get to them.
Yeah, the hood life can get.
And
to
that's not a slight to them. That's not a slight to them.
It's not the wave.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, sometimes,
it's like at some point you got to know that's not going to get you further. You could be cool on your block, but it's like, what are you doing for the block? What are you doing for the kids? Are the kids that seen you come up going to do the same thing, or they're going to see what you done did, and you're that guy that's like, oh, he's doing this, I want to kind of do this. So I always try to be a positive outlook for the people that look up to me.
I'm gonna tell you, like, the moment I realized I had to move out from Blake Street is when I started doing illegal shit. I remember I just to get a little name, I robbed somebody. I got arrested, and it took my mom to see my mom cry to make me realize I didn't want this life for anybody. And that's when I straightened up my life. I went to college, started working in television and shit. That's the moment I knew I wanted to change, though.
Yeah.
When I saw my mom crying.
Yeah, the people you love, you can't let them down.
And it's like,
I feel like I agree with you. You didn't want to see your mom again that way.
Never, man.
That's some deep ass beautiful shit.
That's
some beautiful shit.
Crying over something you did.
Yeah.
You got to straighten up, real quick. So,
yeah, we don't necessarily see the ones that we love, and we don't necessarily see the ways we hurt them until we do some mad fucked up. And that's what got me to change a little bit. That's why we're always like, when I look back at my time there, I'm always grateful for the time I had over there, because it made me the man I am today. That's what people ask me. Yeah, I'm always rep Blake Street from wherever. I'm gonna say, yo, Blake Street, because it made me the man I am today.
You're definitely right about that. Another thing is like, what is precious about being from the hood is like, you just have these guards that a lot of people wouldn't have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have your guard up at all times. You just can't be, because the minute you do have your guard down, it's like that's the minute you slip up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you have that in the real world, they don't really have time to wait.
Yeah.
They have no time to wait. It's like, I always like to say with music or basketball, it's like, all right, when's your last hit record? When's your last good game? Because if you ain't doing it, they go to the next, you know? And that's the thing I think about being a hood. You know your opportunities are very limited. So when you get those, like an opportunity, you have to take it. You got to eat.
Always, bro.
There's not going to be stuff on your plate no more.
Yeah.
It ain't coming back.
Actually,
so you got to get right and take advantage of it.
I got a question, like, speaking of opportunities, when was that window of opportunity that opened up that made you realize that, like, it's time to conquer the hip-hop side of you, like the lyrical side?
Yeah, the first one, when it first hit me, was when I was 14 with, you know, basketball. I was like, Mom, I want to leave. I want to go and play ball. I was like, all right, boom. That was my first one where I was like, I knew. And then with the rapping, I think it was about 2 years ago when Devontae, who was doing this thing.
Shout out to my
music. I only used to make music for my friends, right? So I was just would record and just send it to them to listen to.
Like the freestyle session type thing too, right?
You're hard. And I'd be like, man, I'm not comfortable because, you know, people knew me about basketball. I never wanted to mix the two, you know, because back in the day, they used to say, oh, if he's in hip hop and music, he's a street guy. And I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? For where I was trying to go, the NBA is very corporate. So, but now the way the world is, you kind of have to be yourself. People like seeing who you really are. You know what I mean? So that's where I was like, all right, you know, I'm comfortable now really sharing my music with people because I feel like it's one of my talents. I think it's kind of booming right now the way I'm going, and I think I can only get better at it. So yeah, that's the moment 2 years ago from my best friend. You know, D told me like, look, go ahead and do it or start releasing it, and then I felt comfortable releasing it.
Okay, how far do you want to go? Because there's a lot of people, you know, who are perfectly okay with being underground, and then there's a lot of people who want to hit, you know, Drake level and beyond. What are your expectations?
My expectations with music is just I tell my truths in my songs, you know. So I just feel like I hope I'm helping somebody else out there.
Okay.
Or I hope I'm giving like someone a moment in their life when they're listening to my music.
Yeah. So you're doing it for the art.
Yeah, I'm definitely. It's all about the art.
Okay. Because there's, you know, obviously there's the people who are, you know, doing it beyond the art. You know what I mean?
Some
like,
people want to be superstars. Some people want to, you know, be underground. I think when you just fall in love with what you're doing it for, everything else that's supposed to come will come. If I'm a superstar, then I'm a superstar. If I'm underground, then I'm underground. I gotta stick to what I'm in it for, which is the love. You know, I love music. I listen to all types of music too. Like, I'm a student since I was a kid. So,
who you listen to right now?
Huh?
Who you listen to right now?
My question.
Right now, I'm actually listening to me. I just finished.
Sorry. Did you say me?
Yeah, I'm listening to myself right now. Yeah, for sure.
You. I thought you said me.
I'm listening to myself.
Okay. Yeah. That's not uncommon. Yeah, it's always good to listen back to your tracks and try and take it in as a consumer more than a creator, right? Because a lot of times when you're stuck in this creative mind state, a lot of creatives run into this. More so, people doing hip hop especially, is that they'll create it and it'll be so great that it's like, should I release this? Is it actually that great? And you'll start questioning it. But when you listen to it as a consumer, that's when you really know the answer. You're like, fuck, this is good.
Exactly. That's
what the fuck is this? This is so amazing. I can't wait for you
guys to hear it.
That's with me every track though. Like every time I rap, I'm like, yo, this shit sucks, bro. Yo, Mike, I gotta send you the track I made though.
You gotta send me out.
I made it with my friend.
Maybe you might get a 16.
Yo. Don't set me up for that, bro.
I'm telling you, if it's hot, I'm gonna have you. You're from the end, so
you heard it.
Since I was a kid.
I heard it first.
Nah, you heard it. Nah, honestly, like, I use more hip hop and making beats as more like a creative outlet for me. It's not necessarily I want to pursue, but it's just, it helps me get out the anger of the day. If I'm feeling kind of shit, I just write a bar that I feel. Maybe I build off that bar. And it helps me out I'm not necessarily trying to release it. Yeah, it's like a diary.
Actually, that's what I say. My music is my diary because literally it's a healing when you let it go. You know, I feel like whenever you could let it go and write it, or just some people are different, whatever it may be, you might be making beats to express how you feel, you know, or you might just need everyone's different. For me, definitely, I think that's my diary, you know, my music, literally.
Okay.
Every word is real. Every word, every single word I've ever wrote is real. There's no lies in my joints, you know. It's coming from a real place, and yeah, I think people could feel it. It shows.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of, we'll both talk about. I want to focus more so on the hip hop side, but if you want, you can include like the basketball side.
No, let's stay with hip hop.
Who are your inspirations? Who do you really think you take from?
Well,
like when you listen to yourself back, you're like, oh fuck, this could be Drake.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think in your head?
I think I'm my own artist.
That's what's up.
I know, but you know,
like,
in my opinion, like even though like we all have our own flows, there's still like we still share characteristics because subconsciously we're taking away from people, right? So I'll start with this then. This would probably be a better question. Who's your favorite artist to listen to of all time?
He's like some of my inspirations. I know what this question was. I'll just say it. Hove, Jay-Z, by far.
Rockin' tonight.
It's not even close. Yeah, Jay-Z's my favorite artist of all time.
Blueprint. Yeah.
I think, you know, what he stands for, how he changed his whole situation around. When you look at his whole story, and that's the thing too. What I listen to, I gotta connect. You know, I'm not a person that's just gonna listen to an artist just to listen because everybody is like, you know, there's a time and place for everything. But for me, if I'm gonna call you my favorite or someone that I listen to, I have to connect with it. It has to resonate with me. Definitely J. Cole is another artist I think I love, you know, and people might say I sound like him sometimes.
Shout out to J. Cole.
I love
J. Cole for real.
Kendrick. I love Drizzy. Nas. I'm really
That's what's up. Nas.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What I came up listening to, my older brothers love State Property.
Biggie and Pac?
Yeah, Big Pac. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking like Busta Rhymes. Like, that's what I came up with.
Bone Thugs though?
Bone Thugs.
Oh yeah, Wu-Tang.
Yeah, Ludacris. Like, these are people that, like, you know, you gotta respect. But, you know, my personal guys that I listen to is definitely Jay-Z, Cole, Kendrick, Drizzy, and then you could throw Rick Ross in there.
Oh yeah, Rick Ross is a big one.
Yeah, like his music.
Port of Miami.
That's where I say I get my beat selection to know.
Beat selection from Rick Ross? Jeez.
Yeah, because you gotta. I don't think I've ever heard him on a bad beat.
Nah.
That's true. Hustlin' was like fucking revolution.
Devil in the New Dress, bro? Like, come on now.
You know
yeah, come on now.
That's me. Like, I literally, I gotta pick the right beat, because if I don't, you're not gonna stand for a long time. And I feel like when we go back, we're gonna really appreciate Rick Ross for his ear.
Yeah.
His ear is impeccable.
You mentioned Devontae Woe, right? And you guys have a very close relationship. You guys made a few tracks together. Like,
we actually have an EP coming probably the end of this summer. We're working on something right now.
Can we get an exact date? Like a rough date?
We don't have an exact date. We're just in the creating process, right? Like, literally, I was, for the last, I'd say 4 months, just getting my project ready, because I released 40 Story last year.
Yeah.
Kind of got the momentum. But I feel like with this mixtape that I'm dropping about next month, or this early next week or 2 weeks from now, it'll kind of put me in a conversation, I think, with some Toronto artists, you know, and
Let's
kind of
get
saying,
it.
like, all right, this guy, you know, Lu-Kusa, when you talk about the guys that's in the city, you know, because I feel like this project, I really, like, took my time as far as really taking a sound that's today, but still staying me.
Yeah.
I try to do, and I'm proud of it, you know, because I know it bumps. I know it bumps, so I can't wait for people to hear it.
As long as you like.
I have a semi-personal question, so you don't really have to answer this, okay?
No.
What do you think of drug influence or alcohol influence, which is technically a drug, whatever the fuck? Drug influence and actually creating music. Yeah. Would you say, like, this is something that helps you pull creativity, or is it like you need that clear state of mind? Because obviously in mainstream hip hop, this is like a regulated thing where, you know, we're smoking weed to get creativity, or we're drinking to be creative in the studio. We're doing all these extra things. Like, do you think this is necessary in general and for yourself?
Not for me necessarily, but for some other artists that might be the case. You know, I always say you don't know someone's life, so until you know it, don't judge, you know. Yes, I personally don't put that in my music. I don't endorse that in my music. I never have, because I know what it can do, you know. So, and I know I have, you know, youngins that are listening to my joint, so I take it into account that, all right, they kind of look up to me. So if I say I'm doing this, they might try it that one day, you know? So why am I going to put in my record that you know? So you got to kind of know you have a voice. At the end of the day, the artist is his own person. You know, you have your own life that you're living, but you got to know the responsibility that comes with it, because you are a role model if you like it or not. That's just what comes with it. You know?
Comes with it, right?
So you kind of got to take precaution into what you say in your music. And just be true to yourself. I think people know when you're being true to yourself and when you're not, you know, because if you're not true to yourself, you're going to meet and go down the line that you're not, and you're not going to be happy with yourself inside yourself. So I think the direction I'm heading in is real with myself, and, you know, just, I know the platform that I have, so I don't use it to do, you know.
Okay, I'm sorry, our place. I'm sorry to be a dick. I just have one more.
I can't control it.
It's just hitting me. I was gonna, because you mentioned just going based off of your influences, and then also saying how you kind of take from new school artists as well, but are still able to create something that vibes in the conscious.
You need to, or else you won't be fresh if you don't take from the young.
What do you think of these new school artists now? In your own opinion, doesn't have to be of anybody else's, but I'm just gonna give you a couple artists just so you could get a good opinion. Okay. So cool. I'll give you a great example like Tekashi. So that would be the social media warrior.
I talk about him. I don't think
exactly.
So,
there's Migos. There's Drake, who can be considered new school, even though he came from the old school. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of one. I'll probably give you a Toronto artist.
Okay, that's cool.
Kelly.
Roni.
Okay. So
now that would be. I could also consider Roni a new school sound, because that was to me the beginning, one of the beginnings of the Toronto wave.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would just like to know your opinion on this new school sound as opposed to your influences, who is Nas, Jay-Z. These guys pump out lyrics that make sense. And then we're starting to see more things that are inciting violence, inciting drug use, things that just don't make any sense. The messages that you should be coming across. So what's your opinion on, in comparison to these two different generations?
Every generation is always different. You know, look at back in the day when we was listening to our parents, it was different, and every generation has that sound. We're in a sound where that is the sound.
Exactly.
Right? It is talking about drugs and guns and shit. That's just the time we're in. And obviously, time will shift where it's not this no more. And it's going to be something else that people are really, really driven to listen to and really vibing with, you know? So for me, I'm just listen to the world and kind of be listening to yourself. For me, I think all these guys are cool. I respect everything that they're doing. I think that, it's new sound, whatever it may be, it works. The kids like it. People that follow those artists like it. So, you're entitled to your own opinion. So, yeah, I like everything that everyone's doing. It's a form of art. Do I listen to all of those guys on a regular? No. Do I respect what they're doing? Yeah, for sure.
Got to.
That's all it is. I respect what they're doing. I'm kind of just... That's where I'm at with the new school. I'm not one of those guys that are I can't listen to that. Gotta take what the time is. This is where the time we're in. I'll listen to it. Maybe not again. I hear that one time. I'm good. It ain't for me.
Yeah.
You might find something that is for you.
It's like the older head on the block that only listens to Curtis Blow. These are the breaks. You know what I'm saying? That's the greatest song of all time. Break it up, break it up, break it in. So I always wanted to touch up. So during this period of the quarantine season, I'll call it, have you been able to find yourself more creative, or have you kind of more creative for you?
I feel in quarantine, it's kind of good and some bad, but for me as an artist, I feel like it was a time for me to really get in my bag. I feel like this time I was still, so I had time to really take my time with things. I feel like I was not rushed as to I would have been if the world was moving so fast. I really got to sit down and take my time with my artwork, take my time with video ideas and planning, take my time with all right, this is the week I'm going to drop here because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm also aware of what's going on around the world, right? The social injustice aspect.
Of course.
So, that too was an account during this pandemic. Now, just as recent as
it's a pandemic for sure. Yeah.
It's just just listening to the world, and then I've always been that way, so I'm always creative. So I've never been someone that's stuck or where I can't write or I can't think of new ideas because I'm always just flowing. with where the world is, you know. So yeah, definitely, it's been helpful for me. I haven't been stuck to not get better or not be creative.
And speaking about all this social injustice, I know you released a track on it recently, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that. Yeah.
BLK, yeah. With Jake Levani, who's an artist from Mississauga, and is kind of in our Woe camp working on excellence. And yeah, it's just I actually released the song a week before the George Floyd incident happened. You know, because I just felt it in me. Like again, when you're connected, you just kind of you know it's coming. You know, I just felt like that song was something that I had to release. Because we've been dealing with it since we were kids, bro. You know?
Yeah.
This ain't nothing new. It's been going on forever. So it's kind of nice that there is now some voices and conversations being had. Now it's just a matter of capitalizing and making some change happen.
Strike while the iron's hot, man. And like, I know we taking up enough of your time, but
it's all good.
So like, just a little last few questions to wrap it up. What do you guys say?
I wanted this is like another thing that can kind of seem like a personal question. It's been lingering on my mind. I'm still kind of debating about what to ask, but now seeing as you're going through what would be like, in my opinion, like two different careers, right? They're still kind of similar, like they still kind of like dip into each other, but seeing as that you're going from two different careers and you're seriously progressing, and you know, if you were to look at a chart, it could only go like this, right? What would you say, you know, based off like that mental chart, like your connection with the projects, is it still there? Like, or is this something that like, you know, because you look at a lot of people who come from these ends where it's just so crooked and crazy, and then they make it up to here, and it just, to an outside person, it seems like they give it no thought. So is this something that actually you start to slowly, subconsciously attain? Like this, like how would it have impacted you, like your relationship with the projects? Like, of course, we're never gonna forget it. You grew up there. You've had your hardships there. This is what made you the hardened man that you are today. But are we gonna forget about it once we get to the top? Which was the goal in the first place. Nobody asked to be put in the projects. Nobody asked to have it this hard. Are we just gonna forget?
Well, you know, I had a good conversation with someone I really care about, and they are at a place where I feel like they're very accomplished, right? You have everything you want. And I sat down with this person, and they told me literally about their past, where they came from. And you'll never forget where you came from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
You'll never forget. But there's and the smart things to do, and I want to tell you, I hope youngins are listening. The hood, you know someone was from the hood. You ain't got to put a stamp on it. You know the way you move, the way you talk. There's nothing you have to flash about it.
Exactly.
You know, there's nothing that's flashy about it. It's you. But at the end of the day, it's not determining your story. You know, and I feel like for too long, people want that to determine their story. The hood ain't gonna pay your bills, bro.
Nah.
The hood ain't gonna get you 100 million, bro.
That's
the
right.
hood ain't doing that for you. So you gotta remember that you don't forget where you're from. You know, it's who you are, but you're not connected at all, as much as you would be if you want to go to a certain place in life. You know, the person I know, that they're not doing the same stuff that they were doing 5 years ago.
Exactly.
You know, they're not making this. You can't do that. So it's just a progression thing. I feel like the conversation needs to change. It's not about you're forgetting about the hood. You progress. You know?
Evolution.
That's the conversation that needs to be happening now. It's not, you didn't change, you didn't get big, you just progressed. And then when you can progress, then come back and try and make a difference. You know, it's not about that you forgot about it. It's just like you're progressing. And I think in our community, we look at progression as being fake. We look at progression as being
You forgot about the hood, man.
It ain't.
Yeah.
It's progression.
Exactly.
And that's why I think the conversation needs to start changing in the projects and the places that we're from, you know? It's like, yo, go progress and then come and make a difference. Come and make a difference, you know? So, yeah, that's what I would say. I'm just someone that's...
So when is the right time to make a difference?
The right time is when you're in position to make a difference.
Yeah.
Right now I have a platform with my music, so what am I doing? The music I pump out is stuff that I know is positive. It's stuff that I know is like, you know, that could help out. How can I help out volunteering? Some kids that I just see hooping and going out to try and help someone if I can. You know, that's the progression that you're making in your neighborhoods, wherever you may be, because it's nonstop. You know, you go somewhere else, you travel, you try and put a staple of what you are there, you know? So for me, it's just like, yeah, it's progressing. It's not you forgetting about it. You just got to think about progression, because when you progress, you can always come back and change where you were. And that's where I'm at. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, I've definitely helped a little in my community, but I always feel like I can do more. So I'm gonna be doing more. You know?
Yeah. And like I believe with the platform you're creating and the platform I'm trying to create and keep doing what I'm doing, we both can make change, man. And I know that's possible, bro. Like whatever cause you're want to be a part of, I want to be a part of that cause too, man. Just let me know when and where, and I'm there too, bro.
Well, I'm trying to work on some stuff right now, but I'm definitely gonna keep you guys in the loop.
Always gonna support it, bro.
Yeah, so that kind of help that you want to help out with me and what I'm doing.
Always, man. That shit, you know, that shit's not empty either. You know, I'm always gonna try to help out regardless, bro. Like, and like, I have to ask one last question.
All right, one more question. That's cool.
Who is winning the NBA Finals this year, bro? It's the only question.
Raptors.
Damn.
Who you got?
Raptors.
LA Raptors or Bucks?
Well, it wouldn't be right to not say it since, you know, I know how the league is moving. So I'll first just say this. I hope that the social indifferences come to a conclusion.
Of course,
I hope we get that figured out because we got to.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, I don't want my kids to live what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know? So I hope we can get that down to once we get out this pandemic. You know, the world's gonna look different than what we knew before.
Needs to.
So I hope moving forward, it looks okay for people that look like me. We don't gotta deal with certain things that that come with the police and being this color. But now that I put that out the way, now I can say the NBA team I'm gonna pick, and I'm going definitely with LA.
Which one though? Clippers or Lakers?
Team Bron. I think they need a more.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
With Kobe's not being here no more, I think it's a lot more for the city of Los Angeles.
I need JaVale McGee to win his third, yo.
Yeah, rest in peace to Kobe.
Rest in peace, Kobe, man.
I watch his highlights every friggin' night, man. I'm talking.
Kobe and Gianna, rest in peace, man.
He's a killer, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I definitely think LA needs to win this one.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you know how we sign off the show, man. Thank you so much for your time, bro.
All right.
I hope whenever we get back in the studio, whenever that is.
Send me some beats, but January Blues is out right now. Have you heard it yet?
No, I'm gonna listen to that shit, right?
You sleep, bro.
I know. Yo, I've been so busy, but I need to listen to more of your music. Trust me, bro.
Right now,
we're gonna bump that shit today.
I want y'all opinion on it right now because I did this for you guys.
Yeah, no, obviously, and plus you got a mixtape coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you said
it's probably 2 weeks. I got 2 more singles. I got a single called Trust coming out this Friday. That's going to be a fun record with my friend called ISO. He's from Scarborough. Got on a record and really did his thing on it. But yeah, January Blues is out right now. Make sure you go stream it. It's doing its thing.
Project and shout out your social media and all that shit, man.
Spotify, Apple Music.
Kabongo Fire, you know where to find me.
We'll definitely put that in. We'll put that in.
Where do we find you? Instagram, Twitter?
Just find me on Instagram, Lu-Kusa Music. LUKUSA Music. And yeah, from there, you're just gonna see a little bit of my creating process and kind of what I do. But yeah, this project's gonna be really dope.
Super.
Y'all better check out Lu-Kusa, bro. If not, you ain't a friend of this.
Right now, you
check that shit, and we'll check that shit out too. But yeah, much respect. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Man, it's really good to see you, man. You look healthy. Tell your brother I said what up, man. Tell Mom Dukes what up.
Yo, how's your family, by the way?
My family is good. Thank you for asking, bro.
Hey, man.
We're healthy, and we just got to keep it that way. I hope you guys stay safe out here. It's crazy out here. Stay safe. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, man. It's a pleasure, bro. We'll reconnect soon, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Done, though.